Thank you all for coming. We're looking forward to going to play Marshall this week in West Virginia. They've done a great job offensively. It's another one of those teams that tries to run 100 plays a game. They've got really good skill players on offense, and they're scoring points by the bunches. It's going to be a great challenge for our team in all three phases of the game. But defensively, obviously, their offense has put up some astronomical numbers, and we'll have to be ready for that challenge. I think their defense is underrated. They continue to play fast and physical and are doing a pretty darn good job as well. So they've got some pretty special skill kids there offensively as well. So that being said, I expect us to have a great week of practice, great week of preparation, get ready to go on the road and play well. I'll be happy to answer any questions anybody has.
What led to them putting up all the points? Is it a mixture of what they're doing plus maybe teams they've played?
Well, I think to me, it's two things when I watch them. One, they have very good skill players. Their quarterback's playing very well. They've got several running backs they run in and out of there that can really go. Wide receivers that can play. The second thing is they are maximizing their opportunities. I mean, they are snapping the ball very quickly. If I'm not mistaken, they played Rice right before we played Rice. And obviously watching that film, I think it was a 54-51 game or something like that. We were watching, as an offensive staff, was watching the Rice defense versus Marshall's offense. And it was just remarkable how quick they were. I mean, up-tempo and speed, and quarterback was really playing well and was athletic and throwing the ball well. So I've got good players and good scheme. It makes for a tough combination.
Is their tempo like Arkansas State's where they just want to get some
Well,
times?
the best I can tell it is it's a little bit difficult to ascertain on a cut-up video exactly if it's like that. We're going to prepare as if it is like that, and if it's slower, then it's slower. But so, best of my knowledge, yes, we're going to treat it like it is.
Last couple of games, you've gotten a little better production from your running backs. Do you feel like they're kind of getting a feel for it, or are you all doing something different to kind of open up some holes?
Well, I think it's a couple things. I think, and I don't know, I may be silly, but I think Brandon Hayes has looked quicker the last 2 weeks. And, he's a guy that we didn't have in the spring, and is in his second stint back here with the team that we quite honestly didn't know much about. And I think he's getting his legs back, which doesn't usually happen this late in the season. It's not usually something that you talk about, but I think he's had an extra little burst in his step. I think you've seen Jai Stibe start to play a little bit better, a little bit more like the guy we thought he could be. Coming off an injury, coming from junior college, all those things I think kind of maybe stunted his growth a little bit. Looks a little better and look a little more comfortable with himself, I think, out there. And then lastly, I think we're getting better play out of our offensive line. I think our kids are understanding the scheme, understanding what Coach Weiss is trying to get across to them, and it's helped us. So I think it's a combination of factors.
How encouraging is that? I mean, because obviously if you get the ground game going, it opens up a realm of possibilities on offense.
Sure. No, it's huge. It's something we have to have. And, a good run game travels well. And, it's just something that you've got to have in order to have success, because it opens up so many other things. And it helps you in so many other phases of the game. It helps your defense. It helps you on special teams. Obviously, it helps you throw the football more efficiently and effectively. So it's an encouraging sign.
You talked about you just have to take the time to get bigger and stronger, and that's a process. When you face another team like a Marshall that's going to go, what are the challenges you face?
Well, I think you have to meet it head on as a team. Offensively, you have to meet that challenge as well. We have to do a great job running the football. We have to do a great job giving our guys on the other side of the ball opportunity to rest. And you know, if you're not careful, those are the kind of things that can mount up on you in a game like that. It's like playing with dynamite, you know, but, you know, it's just you piddle around with it long enough and it can get ugly in a hurry. And that's certainly what Marshall can do to you offensively. If you continue to give them opportunities, you continue to give them the ball right back, you continue to give them short fields, I mean, they're just going to keep plugging away and can score points in a hurry. So it's going to be a team challenge, not just a defense. It's one of the things we'll talk about. Is we've got to handle it all as a group and do our own jobs.
Their quarterback leads the nation in passing. What is it about him?
He plays really well, throws the ball down the field a lot. He does it's they chunk it now. I mean they will heave it as far as they can, and they've got he's got good players around him. He's made some good decisions. He's athletic. He gets out of trouble, and he's really good in their scheme. So I mean, I don't know if I'm doing a very good job at describing what it is that makes him so good, but I know he is really good, and he's not afraid to go for the gusto.
Can you kind of just assess your team overall 8 games through the season? I mean, do you feel like that you're where you thought they'd be at this point? Are they?
Well, I'm going to be completely honest with you since you asked that question. We had a rather frank meeting yesterday as a team about my disappointment in the way we performed last week, coming off of what I thought was, even though we didn't win our most competitive adventure, we were the most like a real football team, like a competitive, intense, tough football team in the UCF game. And I felt like we backed it up with a disappointing performance. And I was very honest with our kids yesterday in the meeting. So sometimes when you're at the spot that we are at, those things happen. You take what you think is a big step forward, and then it's met with a stumble. And the point that we have to get across is that we can't accept that. And I'm looking forward to this week, seeing if we can respond to what was, I think, maybe a very tough meeting, a very real meeting that we had yesterday. And I look forward to our guys responding to those. So where we're at as a program, we still are in the phase of evaluating it from day to day and week to week. I don't think it's fair to step back and say, this is where we're at yet. We have been encouraged at times by what we've seen, but I don't think it's fair to take a big scoop out of it and say this is exactly where we're at.
Thank you, Coach.
You bet. Thank you all.